working?
Yes, now it's working.
Oh, there we go.
We're going to do another cooking with Vicki. And what are we making tonight, Vicki?
I've got to say we're doing onions.
Onions, yes, that's an ingredient.
Yes, it is.
And what else have we got here, Vicki?
I've got to say, we know I cut all those.
Yeah, what are they? They're potatoes.
They are potatoes.
No, just leave them, darling.
I will, I know. And I know they're big.
Yeah, they're big ones, and they're for roasting and mashing.
Yes.
We've got some sausages, we've got some stock, we've got some gravy mix. Personally, I swear by this. And we've got just whatever cheese is in the fridge. And we've got onions. So what does that mean, Vicki? What are we making?
I've got to say, no problems.
No,
it's a lovely tea.
Yeah, but what are we making, Vicki?
I've got to say, I'm making onions at the moment.
You're making onions at the moment.
I know, because I know I cut them very small and we put them over there.
Apparently we're having onions for tea. No, darling, we're having bangers and mash.
I know, darling, we are doing bangers and mash.
Right. So, first thing to do is cut the onions.
Yes, very small.
No, not small, darling. I don't want you to cut them small this time. I want them, just get the skin off it and I'll show you how I want them.
Always, darling.
Okay.
All good, darling. And I know this one I've got to cut in half.
So you cut it in half first, please.
Yes, I will, because I know I'll pull these out, darling. Because they're not good, love.
Okay.
There we go. And I'll put it back in there now. And I'll just cut it up.
No. I did say just stop for a second.
I know. And like I did put it back in there. But that one I've got to cut.
It's fine, just don't worry about it.
Okay, darling.
Okay. Now, for this, we're making an onion gravy. So I want big, long, thin bits of onion like that.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yeah, it's the first time we've done that for a while.
Oh, is it?
Yes. And we always do small ones.
In the meanwhile, we'll get our sausages and just get them cooked.
That's a good idea, darling. All good, love. And I know I'll pull them in here.
Okay.
Because we know when you turn it on, pull those out. Because they're the yucky. I thought you'd want me to cut it in half.
No, that's just perfect.
Okay, darling, like you asked
perfect.
me to.
Yes, that's just... Now, do the other one, please.
Yes, I will, the next one. Always the second one, darling. There we are, different colours.
Now, while Vicki's doing the onions, we're just going to reheat these sausages. These are already pre-cooked. You're just your standard supermarket sausages. They don't have to be anything fancy. We're just going to cook them early on, put them in a dish, pop them in the oven to keep them warm while we do the mash and the gravy.
That's a good idea.
No, I don't. Just put them over on the bench.
I will, darling. I won't put it here.
No, don't put them in the pan.
No, we know that, darling.
Right, now get the... Now while Vicki's doing the onions, we're just going to reheat these sausages. These are already pre-cooked. You're just your standard supermarket sausages. They don't have to be anything fancy. We're just going to cook them early on, put them in a dish, pop them in the oven to keep them warm while we do the mash and the gravy. Yes, please.
I thought
Now what I want you to do is to peel these, so get a potato peeler and then cut them.
Yeah.
So get a peeler first. I want the skin off first. Rinse.
Yes, I'm going to. Always like that.
Grab another one. It's fine.
I know, darling.
Just grab another potato out of the bag.
Yeah, I will. Like to see it.
Yep, just one minute.
Yeah, I will.
Cool.
12 bananas.
Thank you.
And I'll say thank you, Mum.
And so potatoes are on to boil. Sausages are cooked and in the oven, just keeping warm. And once we have the sausages, the potatoes a little bit underway, we will start on the gravy. Okay, it's time for us to make the gravy. Now, once we've got the pan hot, this is going to be like an onion gravy, so
yeah.
we've cut the onions quite big and they go in.
Yeah.
Now, what we're going to do is what we did with the mac and cheese. We're just going to put a little bit of brown sugar in there with them, and it's just going to help caramelize them and sweeten the whole thing up.
Oh, that's a good idea, darling. If you want to do it, stuff.
Now we're just going to get some colour into these onions.
Yeah.
Vicky's just going to put some frozen veggies in a pot because we'll just accompany the meal with that, just to give, as much as anything, to give it a bit of colour.
I've got to agree. Maybe there's too much, darling. I know, like I thought.
No, you can't put it there.
Okay.
So,
Well, we'll keep it over here. So, lunch tomorrow. Okay, darling. I can't see it. It's all good, right?
not all good. It's a waste of food.
No, it's the hot one. It's in there, it's cold.
Right, now the onions are starting to kind of soften up a little bit, so...
And it's smelling better.
Smelling better, is it?
It is, darling.
Oh, that's good. Oh, it's what we want.
I've got to agree.
So
we know this is popping up now.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
So now we're just going to chuck some garlic, granulated garlic in there.
That's a good idea.
Hopefully the heat's just going to burn it a little bit, and it just sort of seems to help release a little bit of flavour, and I just like a little bit of specks of stuff in it.
Me too, and I love that.
Now I'm going to do something that I really don't recommend doing, which is to put a cold liquid into this pan. So this is one of those times where you don't use your best pan, because this is going to warp it and deform it, but
yes,
we're going to put a little bit of stock in here, and just that'll cool everything down, and it gives it a nice colour. So we're just using some store-bought beef stock, nothing special.
No, but I've got to say, I'm surprised. Because we haven't put that on the onions before.
Get me out of the jug. Right, so now we're just going to let that get up to temperature, and then we'll worry about thickening.
No, yeah, one down here. Yes, I'll do it, the big one. Yes, I will, because I know when you see the flavour. The big one.
Right, so we're just going to let this get up to temperature and start to cook the onions.
Yeah.
A little bit of salt and pepper in there, not too much. You don't want it too salty. The stock usually has quite a bit of salty sort of taste, so you don't want it overly salted.
I thought it was great, and I know you put some salt in there before. All good, darling.
So now we're just letting this get up to temperature.
And it is getting up.
No, not that. No. Letting the gravy.
Oh, the gravy. Okay. Well, that's not coming up.
Now, while we do that, we're going to make the thickening. So just keep it pointed at that.
Yes.
Well, you could maybe move it back just a little bit.
I will, darling.
There we go.
Yeah, no problems, love.
Right, so now we're just going to...
I'm looking at your face.
No, you mean you'd be looking at the jug there, darling. Right, the great thing about this stuff is that it's like a no-fail... it's gluten-free, because I'm celiac, so everything we make is gluten-free. And I thought we had an open one, but apparently we didn't. It's a no-fail, no-lump gravy. It doesn't look particularly inspiring. In fact, it looks kind of grey. And you'll have to...
Stop.
It hasn't just stopped. It's fine, darling.
Okay, darling.
It's just the backlight's gone out. As it
Okay.
always does.
Yeah,
Right,
it
so
does.
the idea of this is you just put some in and you just give it a little bit of a stir up.
Wow. That's a good idea.
Now, when it hits the heat, it will start to thicken.
Yes, it will.
Okay?
Yes.
So we want it reasonably thick. So I'm putting about 3 soup spoons in whatever the heck that is.
Yeah, which is good.
Right, now we're up to the boil.
Yeah, darling.
We're up to the boil. So we're just going to introduce the thickening. I just tend to put it all in and then either thin it or thicken it as required. It's looking a little lighter than I like at this stage, but it'll thicken, and we can put more stock in to thin it. What you're looking for is a nice glossy, shiny gravy. I don't make my gravies for my big meals like this, but for a cheap, quick, middle of the week meal, it's perfect.
It is perfect.
Right, now we're just going to add a secret ingredient. So we're going to add a little bit of Worcester sauce. Now, you've got to be careful with this stuff. It's got a very distinct taste, and so you don't want to go putting gallons of it in, because that's all you'll taste. See, that's very close to the consistency we want. What we want is something that can mix into the mash and make his own sort of version of. And I don't know if you can smell that, but wow, it smells good.
I've got it right.
Cool, right now. Now you can see we just want the potatoes to cook just a little bit more.
Yes. You know that.
Now once this is boiling, you can turn this right down, because you really, at this stage, it's cooked. All you want it to do is to stay hot. So now we're just waiting for the potatoes to cook. Right, we've drained our potatoes.
Oh, it's there. All good, darling.
And now we're going to add a little bit of sour cream.
Yeah.
The sour cream just helps make it a little fluffier. So look, honestly, I've seen 1,000 videos on how to make the perfect mashed potatoes, and this is as good as anything.
It is, darling.
But the real secret is to getting the right potatoes to start with. And we're going to, of course, add just go a bit slow there, please, Vicki.
Okay, darling.
Slow down.
I know you're going to put that on there, so.
We're going to add a generous knob of butter.
Yeah.
Put that back in the fridge.
I will, darling.
And we're going to add a little bit of a splash of milk. The idea here is we want to make this nice and creamy, so it very much depends on what potatoes you have, how cooked they are, and in this case we're going to need a bit more of the old moo juice. You sort of put the milk in as you go rather than all at once, because every batch of potatoes seems to be a little bit different and you really don't want it too sloppy. Now what we're going to do, just for a bit of extra tastiness, is we're just going to add a little bit of grated cheese. Not too much, I don't want it too cheesy, but that was just a bit that was left over in the old refrigerator, and of course this bit needs the scissors. My preference is to use tasty cheese because you just sort of get more bang for your buck. You just seal that up.
I will, darling.
Thank you. And your potatoes should be hot enough that it really doesn't take a lot to get them to melt, get the cheese to melt through. Now we're just going to put a splash more milk in. Cool. Because we want this really quite creamy and fluffy, not stiff and hard. The world's too tough as it is without grotty potatoes.
Totally.
And you can start to see now that we're starting to get a nice fluffy mash.
And I've got to say, wow, that's very good. And I know I turned it off because it's done. We know the
Right, that's... Now we're just going to plate it up. So the trick here is to get a good old splodge of potatoes. Small one for Mama Bear, big one for Can Bear, medium sized one for Grandpa Bear.
Yes. I will.
Please. Right, sausages. My plating up skills leave something to be desired, so if all the artistic people should look away now. Right, now we have the gravy, which I've got to say is looking pretty darn good. So you want that over the potato and the sausage.
You want me to move it so you put it here? Yes or no?
There we go. Right, and we just got a little dash of colour on the side of the plate. Really don't think there's a lot of nutritional value in frozen vegetables, but on the other hand. And there we have it. Right, there we go, all plated up, ready to rock and roll. We'll see what the resident food critic's got to say. So, Karen.
Yes.
What do you think?
Let me try your onion gravy.
Not the best I've ever done.
No, but it's quite yummy.
It's quite yummy. It's not as garlicky as usual.
No.
But the time you mash it through the spuds, it should be all right.
Yep. Start recording.
Now the concrete mixer starts to work about now. I'm sorry about this, people. There should be a warning on this, but
there isn't. Oh, maybe Grandad will when he edits the video.
Maybe. You know, don't let small children watch this.
Nope. No. It's an example of what not to do. Only bad boys do this.
You're a bad boy, are you, Cody?
I'm a real scourge.
A scourge. Is that the Reader's Digest word of the week, is it, Card?
Ha ha, very funny. Okay, I was just laughing.
Right, so how's that? Get out with the paper towel already.
Yeah.
This is why we can't have nice things, people. And Vicky, how's yours?
I've got to say it's delicious, Paul. And
Oh,
I'll
there
say
we
thank you very much.
There we go.
Yes.
So that's another successful cooking with Vicky.
I've got to agree.
Yay.
Yay. We yeah.
Khan, what's happened?
I've got the hiccups.
Why have you got the hiccups, Khan?
A
Put a bit
wizard came and gave me the hiccups.
Put a bit much guy in your mouth, eh?
Yes, I have. Very funny. I ate really fast. You done recording now? Hi, YouTube. Bye, YouTube.
Don't forget
Yeah.
to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. I remember to like and subscribe because we need it.
Gosh, it's not like I have usually got to remind you to say that. You're slipping, buddy. You're
Please subscribe. We really need it.
You're slipping. Yeah, Khan might have to get a job without it.